Hi everyone. This is Himanshu Saigal, CEO of Pharma Shots. I am presently with Philippe Barillon. Philip is head of integrated insight and commercial affairs with one of the top five pharma companies. He has been in the industry for last 20 years. He has been associated with organizations like Takeda, BMS, and so on and so forth. He's a veteran in the industry basically. And why we have Philip with us is because Philip is going to be in the panel discussion during Reuters Pharma 2025 event, which is happening in the first week of April in Barcelona. So Philip is going to be in the panel discussion, and he has agreed to take out time to talk to us about his thoughts on the topic and what's going to be discussed in the panel discussion. So thank you, Philip, for taking out time and talking to us. Um, I think let's dive into the discussion.
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Himanshu,
Oh,
for the opportunity to have this interview before the exciting week ahead of us in Barcelona. So thanks for the nice introduction. Essentially, next week, the panel that I'll be participating in is going to try to talk about how we can address the gap of how to leverage data and real-world evidence for expanded access and market growth in the markets where we operate.
oh, nice. So I would say pretty decent topic, and then the reason is because um, it's kind of the buzz right now. So data, tech, RWE, all these are the buzz right now. A lot of trend going on. So tell me what are your personal views on uh, RWE, real world evidence, and its use in helping to increase the access of medicine to the patients, basically.
Well, at a very high level, we are at a very interesting time for pharmaceutical, especially in Western Europe, where there's always a greater and greater desire and demand for evidence whenever we bring new technology to the market as an industry. And this is where real-world evidence can really help bridge the gap in the sense of bringing data to healthcare system decision makers, such as regulatory body or reimbursement bodies, to show them how the technology actually works, or is very likely to work in the real life setting. So
Okay.
essentially, I see two things here, two use cases. One is potentially using real world evidence to show the value of this technology in real life. As you know, you have regular negotiation rounds, so it's really great that we can leverage real-world evidence to show things like how the product is being actually used in real practice, which is always slightly different to what we have in a clinical trial setting, simply because the clinical settings are a lot more controlled as an environment. And second, potentially using, and we have a couple of emerging cases of real-world evidence being used to actually obtain access for new technology, or
Okay.
to expand the access of existing technology in other indication, essentially by using data science and apply artificial intelligence.
Okay. Okay. Um, so you just now spoke about data. So what kind of data are we talking about?
So essentially, it's all about, we're talking here about patient level databases. So about that can associate which type of treatment is applied to which type of patient, obviously, with all of the guardrails that are necessary to safeguard the anonymity of this data and the identification of this patient. But eventually, we're talking here about patient-level database that can help understand which type of technology is applied to which type of patient and how those tend to work in real time. So those databases typically include things like patient characteristics, disease diagnosis, or things like patient age, gender, etc. So sort of patient and disease characteristics. The second thing that these database typically include are the type of technology, so which drug or other technologies these patients have been exposed to, and see how, sort of biological parameters that help understand the effectiveness and the efficiency of these technologies applies in this particular case. So it's kind of, an end-to-end story of how technology apply in a specific patient case actually performed.
Got it. Okay, so Philip, you said that RWE is, I mean, we all know RWE is recently explored, and the title also says bridging the gap. So, what are those gaps, or what were those gaps which you think were present, and then we had to bring in RW tools like RWE or tech or couple of other things to fill them. So, what were those gaps? What were those challenges?
I think I mentioned one in my first answer, which is the rights associated with those data, right? It's not like we can just buy databases. There's a lot of rules, right? That come, like GDPR is one of them, but that's just one example. There are many rules and laws that apply to how data can be collected, gathered, and used. So that's something that we have to be extremely mindful about. The second thing, which is more technical, is the simple fact that real-world evidence typically is collected at clinical sites, at local clinical sites, and each of them, they might have their different systems. So it's very difficult from a technical point of view, technological point of view, to actually have enough of data representing a large population of patients across a region or a country, right? So that's the second thing. And I'd say the third piece that comes with it is the cost. So if we as a company, we want to enable the construction of these databases, then it also comes with a level of investment. Finally, and I think probably also a hurdle which is being addressed slightly, but I think it's just the fact that we're just starting here, is the fact that healthcare system decision makers, like just take regulatory bodies, they do not necessarily have the capabilities or the capacity in-house to assess submissions based on real-world evidence, because that's different to how data are typically submitted to obtain access or pricing.
Got it. So I think, yeah, thank you for that. And it was, I'm looking forward to actually the panel discussion. I will be there and I'll be attending that. So anyone who is listening to us and will be attending or planning to attend Reuters Pharma event, please do attend that panel discussion. This is just Philip's view and feedback, but there are other lists who are going to share their feedback, and it's going to be very enlightening. So thank you, Philip, for taking out time and talking to us. And yeah, thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. You too. Take care. Bye bye.